Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day and is ready for some fun. I have my beverage of choice. I hope you do too. If not, you got a few minutes, so go and grab one, and we'll get started in a few minutes. I have my tea, which I absolutely love, and you need to make sure you say hello when you come in so that I know that you are here. I have another idea for you. I've taken one sketch and I'm going to make 3 cards with it. I'm going to make a fall card, a Halloween card, and a Christmas card. The holidays are coming. We've got to get ready. So I decided to pull out my supplies and get started. You know I love Halloween, and I just cannot wait to craft with it. I kind of gloss over fall. I do a few things, but not many, but Halloween is my jam. I love Halloween cards. I will be using retired sets this year because I'm not fond of the Bones one this year. I just didn't like it. I borrowed Pick of the Patch, so I can use that somewhat, but I just love that witch hat from last year. And then there was a witch. There were a couple of other ones, and I had paper pumpkins. There was a little tiny mini paper pumpkin that had a witch on a broomstick. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. I would stamp the moon or sponge the moon and put that on top. Adorable. But you know me, I like my Halloween. All right, I have 4 people in here. Now, one of them might be Barb, but she's traveling, so she's probably watching on her phone and can't comment. If the rest of you are not watching on your phone, you can comment, say hello, and tell me you are here. And I'm going to be sharing very soon my special guest, so don't want to leave. I had a very good day yesterday. I went with my friends, Barb and Doug. We all went together. In fact, Doug drove for me. And I got this little girl. And I am in love. I love her so much. She is a snuggler. She loves being around me. She follows me everywhere. She's very attached to me right now, but that's probably because we separated her from the pack. She was with a bunch of other Papillons. The breeder had a lot. So I have her, and she's mine. And I really think I'm going to name her Esme, but call her Ezzy. I got to give her a name because when I take her outside, oh, thanks for the hearts. When I take her outside, I have to call her. She loves to play outside with me. She loves to romp and run all over the place. And I'm in love. She was pack trained for using the bathroom outside. So far we have had no issues, none. She hasn't had any accidents in the house. Now that I know was a phenomenal. It's not going to happen. I know I'm going to have accidents, but she's been very good. And she, like I said, she loves to cuddle. She whines a lot. If I put her, I have a crate up here and a crate downstairs because I have to keep her safe. And if I put her in there and I'm still in the room, she's not happy. She wants to be in my arms. I'm going to try and turn her face around so you can see her. See, she's already trying to snuggle with me. But she's so pretty. And like I said, she's a good little girl. One ear is up, the other one is down. The breeder told me the ears went up, then they went down. And now this one is back up and will probably stay up. This one hasn't gotten up yet. It will come up, so it will. I've seen her when she hears a sound, she picks it up. So it's just a matter of time. But she is 2.9 pounds. So she is tiny, but she's perfect for me. She laid in my chair last night. I was sitting, see, look at her snuggling. I was sitting in my chair last night. I have a chair and a half. recliner that I got when I had Bijou, because Bijou would sit next to me. Well, I put her blanket up there. She laid right down and went to sleep and was very comfortable. And I put her in a bin with her blanket last night on my bed because I don't, until she gets used to it, I didn't want to worry about her moving around or anything. She went to sleep in that thing and she didn't move till 7 o'clock this morning when I got up. And it was like, whoa. So I know I'm going to have some nights where she gets me up, but right now she's doing very well. She's tired. I've tried to keep her busy and things like that. So when I put her in her crate over there, she'll go to sleep and hopefully not whine, but who's to say? But so this is Ezzy, and we already have our first vet appointment, and I don't know what else to tell you. She loves to play. I got her several toys. I have one that crinkles when you squeeze it. I don't know what's inside. She loves that one. She really likes the soft toys right now. She's chewing on them. So I imagine her puppy teeth are giving her a fit. So as long as she chews on her toys, we're okay. So with that, all right, I have chatted on long enough about this cute little girl, and I'm going to put her in her crate. She will probably cry. That's okay. Hopefully she will settle down and go to sleep. All right, I'm going to take one more sip of my tea and move it on the table out of the way. She's settling down. Good for her. See, she's settling down. Woo-hoo. She must know Mama has to make a video. All right, I'm going to get ready and pull my camera around and give you the I'm trying to straighten it a little bit. The view. All right, let me spotlight. There we go. Oops. Let me. All right, got it now. All right. For the first two cards, I am using the Pick of the Patch. And I brought up, oh, there it is. No, there it is. It's back there. I needed the punch. This is a bundle in the new mini catalog that starts in September. And I like this one because this one can do fall and this one can do Halloween. And as you see, there's some leaves and pumpkins and gourds. So this is the one I'm using for the first two cards. All right, so I have everything pulled. All right. Oh, no, I'm not using I'm just using the sentiment out of this one. I'm using A Harvest of Blessings. All right, so I have I'm gonna pull in one of my pieces. I got some of the, what's it called? All About Autumn paper. And I had this piece and I cut it in half and then I'm gonna mount it. Now the original sketch had the pieces going this way, but since my paper went this way, I'm going to reverse it. So keep that in mind. Now I am using the punch. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll bring it back over. So the first thing I'm going to do is put these together. I looked at that piece and I went, why do I have that extra piece? So we'll put this together. The back side of this paper is different colors and gold foiling. So it's really, there are some pages or some pieces on the front that are not my favorite. So I use the back side because who doesn't love foil? All right, get this on like so. I'm going to pull in my card base like so. And we're going to put this together. Now this is going to go here and this is going to go here. And now you see why I can't do it this way, because the pumpkins would be the wrong way. So I just reversed it. So if you've got paper you want to use, and who doesn't have a bunch of scraps they want to use, just switch it up. Now I did add a border behind my paper I don't think the one or the sketch I was looking at had a border, but I decided to use a border. Okay, and I got to pull that one down some. I should have planned out where these were going to go. Let's see if I can get it off. There we go. Ooh, I can't come down too far. Just a little bit, since it pulled the backing off. So just know that when you do that, this crooked, plan out where you're going to put it so you don't have to pull it up. All right, I am going to take this piece and I'm going to stamp my A Season of Blessings. And I was going to use Early Espresso, and I don't see my ink here, so let me grab my ink over here. This one doesn't have Early Espresso in it, but I thought the background looked nice with the espresso, so I went with it. I was going to use pumpkin pie, but I have to tell you, I'm not a fan of pumpkin pie. I think the only time I use pumpkin pie is for Halloween. That's it. I hardly ever use it. Now, this is going to go on here like so. And then I'm going to stamp my pumpkin and punch it out. I love the fact that we have a pumpkin. I'm going to find my dimensionals over here somewhere. Oh, there they are. I was going to say, I have a big thing of them, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. All right, let me find my yucky scissors, of which I don't see. There they are. Wrong table. All right. I was probably cutting apart all the pieces for her crate. I have one upstairs and one downstairs. I only have the one bed and the one blanket. I got to get more blankets and another bed so that I can have one up here and not have to carry it back and forth. Not that it's a problem, but it's just easier. And this piece might be too big because I did change what I was going to do. We'll find out, won't we? All right, so this goes on here. And I think it is going to be too big. Now I'm going to take my scrap. I think I was just going to put a Harvest of Blessings on there and not do anything else, but you know how that is. And I do need my pumpkin pie, which I know I put back because for the next card, I changed the color. So I've got this, and I'm going to grab the pumpkin and the stem. All right, so I'm going to stamp the pumpkin there. All right. And then I'm going to use my crumb cake to stamp my stem. And the paper does have, or the punch does let you cut out punch out the stem, which is nice. But I will tell you, it's really tiny. So let me do that, punch it out. And then there's the place to do the stem up at the top. So I'm going to put that in. And when I played with this before, I ended up using a glue dot to put the stem on. It was just easier. So let me get a glue dot out. All right. And put it on. All right. When you put this on, be careful, kind of pinch it or you'll rip it apart. And I put it down on my surface and then put it on. Now they have leaves in there and they have the swirls. I'm not doing all that because I'm not cutting them out, although it will punch out the leaf, but nope, just doing this. And this is going to go on with dimensionals on here. See, I think once I get this on, it's going to be fairly big, but I'm not done, so I can adjust my layout a little bit and get it to work. Now it doesn't look like, okay, it's telling me my video has ended, but I think before it didn't. So if you guys are here, send me a sign so I know I'm still live. I'm going to put that right in the middle. All right, now, you all know wild wheat is not my favorite color. I'm sorry. It's not a pretty color. We had a color similar to this a few years ago, and we all called it baby poop. Well, that's what it looks like, baby poop. Even Sarah commented, ew. So that's probably why I don't use it a lot, because you know, I like pretty ribbon. All right, but I think this will work because it'll tie in some of these other colors. So now I'm going to pull in my glue dots again. Okay, I've got one here. I'm going to put on and pull off, and one here. I always put two. I try to get it on each side of the knot. I didn't quite get it because I want to hold that knot in place. This ribbon does fray. It doesn't seem to matter if you cut it or not. If you don't want it to fray, throw some, dip it in some of the, what is that glue, in the fine tip glue, let it, you know, but just dip it in. Don't put a whole lot or it'll get nasty looking. And then I thought, well, you know, I don't use my rustic metallic dots very much. And again, I left my take your pick tool downstairs. So I'm going to be using this. All right, I'm going to keep going. I can't tell if anybody is here or not, but because it says my video has ended. I wonder if I can get on a different, let's see. Let me do some playing here. Okay. I like the other view because I can see comments, but I don't know. Oh, okay. All right. I figured out how to get the other one going. Great. Thank you. Oh, hi, everybody. Now I can see all the comments that I didn't see before. Good morning, Carol. Hi, Barb. Hey, Betty Ann. Hey, Kim. I saw Kim gave me hearts. Somebody else did too. I don't know who it was. Hi, Janice. And Betty Ann. Carol. Oh, thanks, Carol. I am so in love. Yes, she is beautiful. I love her to death. And she has been great company. And I have to tell you, she's got me wrapped around her little finger already. All she has to do is turn her head and look up at me with those eyes, and I melt. Hi, Lane. Oh, 12:50 in Australia. I'm surprised you're not in bed. All right, but she is just so cute. So cute. Like I said, she's going to be spoiled, but you know what? I can. All right, there's card 1. Now, let's make that's a fall card. Let's make a Halloween card. So I'm going to pull in. I'm using the same stamp set, so I'm going to pull back all my pieces. I did change it up a little bit. All right. So I've got all my pieces here. And this time, let's see if I can find it. I pulled in the All About Autumn paper, and I pulled in this plaid. No, it's Them Bones. Sorry. All About Autumn was the other one. This is Them Bones. And I love this plaid on here. This could be fall or it could be Halloween. So I decided to go with the fall theme on this. So this time I'm going to put these pieces on and go with it like so. All right. Now I'm putting it on. I used vanilla for all of my cards. This one didn't have white or vanilla, either one. So I just went with the vanilla since the other ones that I'm using had vanilla. I hope the Christmas one did. I think it did. Yes, I think I looked at it. All right, this time I'm going to put these pieces on this way. And I am going to do some finagling or figuring out where it's going to go first. So all I did was, this is the original sketch. You know me, I love my sketches. I'm trying to get it even. Slide over a little bit more. All right. And I like the idea that I could do this one as either this way, the pattern paper portrait, or I could do it like this one, which is landscape. So there's the card base. Now, I am going to take this, and I'm using Cajun Craze this time. And I'm going to stamp, because Cajun Craze is in this paper. It has pumpkin pie too, but I didn't like the looks of it. All right, so I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Let me make sure I got it straight. In Cajun Craze, right about there. All right, now I'm going to stamp my pumpkin in Cajun Craze, but I don't want it as bright as it is. So I'm going to do some off stamping and clearing away some of the stuff from the other one. All right. And so I'm going to ink this up, and then I'm going to test it. See, that's a better color than that. That's too dark for a pumpkin. So I'll stamp it off. And I'm going to stamp it on here. And now I know what you're thinking. Oh, darn. That's what you get when you don't use a mat. I fixed it. All right. Sometimes I can get it and sometimes I can't. All right. I know what you're thinking. It's like, how are you going to get the stem in there? Well, I did this earlier for a card that I'm posting, and I created a mask and I cut it out. Now, when you cut out a mask, yeah, Carol, it's so nice to use a mask. It's so easy to, oh, wrong color, to create your card. Let me get rid of this before I put something else in there. Pull in my crumb cake. When you cut out your mask, you want to cut just inside the stamped lines, because if you don't, it's very dark. All right. If you don't, you'll get a bit of a space in between, in this case, the pumpkin and the stem. But if you cut it just inside and then you put that down just slightly below the stamped image, you avoid that. So there's my pumpkin, and we're going to make it a jack-o'-lantern. So I'm going to pull in my black, and I'm going to put on a face. All right. And right there it is. This would be a great card to send to maybe a friend who loves Halloween. I'm going to put this on a piece of Cajun Craze. I do use Cajun Craze every once in a while, but I will tell you, pumpkin pie is not, I'm not an orange girl, so I don't use it much. All right, here we go. All right. There it is. All right, now let me pull my card back in. This I'm going to put on with dimensionals. You know me and my dimensionals. Love having lots of dimensionals. I think it adds a lot to your card. So I use a lot. Come on. Stuck to the scissors and then it's stuck to my hand. All right, there's that one. And there's that one. And I need one in the middle, so I got to cut one more strip. All right. See, it's sticking. I must have something sticky. Yep, it is. My scissors are sticky, so I need to take and clean them. And I did not have ribbon for this one. I would have used the black and the white, but I used vanilla. And we do have, oh, that's a great idea, Betty Ann. I never thought of that. I decided to go with, that goes there. I'm using some of the, I'm looking to make sure I don't have a ribbon. No, I'm using some of the glow in the dark bats and ghosts. And I did get the paper too. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to play with that paper. Send the kids some cards. All right, so there's that. Let's put a little ghost, if I can get him off, right about there. And now it was like, okay, it's all right. But I thought, what if we added another gem? You know, just because you've used one doesn't mean you can't use another. So I'm going to pull in some silver ones and add those. All right. I'll add one there and one there. So then I've got that idea, and it's cute. Now this people, this piece of paper could have been narrower. I was trying to do it as she was crying up here this morning, and it wasn't working out very well for me. All right, so there's card 2. Let's make our Christmas card. All right, and for this one, I used, okay. Oh, you know what? I used that other paper that wasn't supposed to be for that one to do that. I have to cut another piece. I use the Berry Christmas. It's the one that has the polar bears on it. So I saw this that has the presents, and I thought that would be fun. Something different. And to show you, you don't have to have the polar bears to use paper. I often buy paper and then find what I have. If I don't like the stamp set or the bundle, find what I have and use that. All right. Now, all of my paper is, I know a lot of people use 1/8 of an inch piece bigger or 1/4 of an inch. I like 3/16. So in this case, my pattern paper was 2 1/2. So what I did was I went 1, 2, 3. My trimmer has all the little tiny pieces. And so it's in between the 7/8 and the 2 1/2. So I think I said that was 2.5. It's 2 1/4. So I kind of like the spacing on it. It's not quite 1/4 of an inch, but it's a little bit more than 1/2 inch, making it a little bit easier to put it together. All right, now I'm going to add that to my card base. And this piece can go, oops, I didn't do what I was going to do. Now, you have to be careful. There are bows on this. Make sure your bows go in the right direction. All right, so right about there. And I'm going to add my pieces here, like so. So as you can see, it's the same basic layout, but 3 different cards. That's a great, using a sketch and making, excuse me, using a sketch and making different cards with different papers and all is a great way to get you out of your slump. All right, now I have this piece, so it needs to be 2.5 by 1.5. So I've got to cut a piece of white because I used it to do my pumpkin. I couldn't figure out why that piece was there. Well, it got in the wrong spot. Okay. Good thing for scraps. Now, let me make sure I cut that right. Yes. All right. I am going to stamp from Hope and Peace, Merry Christmas. Simple idea. And I'm going to stamp it in the red. I tried the red with this and didn't like it. So I went with the green. I tried it on this one. I should have tried it on that one, but that's okay. All right. Now I'm going to stamp my Merry Christmas. Okay. So right in the middle, or as close to the middle as I can get. And hopefully it's straight. Yes, it is. All right. The Hope and Peace was around last year, but it's in the online exclusives this year. So you can still get it. All right. I'm going to wave that to dry my ink. I always want to make sure my ink is dry. All right. All right, there we go. All right, now pull in some dimensionals. I've got a few here I can use. All right. I watch videos early morning, late at night on YouTube, and I'm always amazed. Even YouTube lives, people talk and talk, and it's like, ay, ay, ay. I sometimes like, what do I say? What do I say? So sometimes there's some dead space, but that's okay. All right, now, see, I kept this one very simple. This would be a great Christmas card to mass produce. All right, like so. And I am using some of the gold festive pearls. I use the silver festive pearls on this. I'm going to use the gold on this. This one has vanilla in the background. So that's why I went with the vanilla. And these are all the same size, so you don't have to worry about big or little. I like it when they're all the same size. I usually end up using the small ones up first. And so it's like nice when it works out that way. And then I have some of the Real Red and Burlap Ribbon combo pack. So I'm going to use a Real Red bow. So I have 2 with bows and 1 without to show you don't have to use a bow. If you don't have this ribbon, guys, this red ribbon ties really nice. It's soft and easy to tie. The burlap, the crumb cake, is that what it is? It says burlap, but it's crumb cake to me. It's okay. This Real Red, I wish we had this in spools by itself in other colors. I would love it in white. I could then take and make it any color I want. I love it when we have white ribbon I can dye. Not so much this year, because I like to have my ribbon match. And we don't always get ribbon in every color. But if you have white, you can make it whatever color you want. Now this time I'm going to put the ribbon right underneath that sentiment to highlight it. And there you have it. 3 ideas with the same layout, and it carries you through the season. Yeah, Betty Ann, I love using layouts, and I am always looking for clean and simple ideas because I just love them so much better than the others. Sorry, I know I put my hand in front, but I wanted to call up my Zoom screen. I was on the Facebook screen. All right, so there's your ideas. Lots of new product here, 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 here. So this is old and new. This is old and new because of the gems. This is old and new too because of those gems. So, oh, thanks, Janice. Look in your stash for what you have. I love getting new gems, but I like having gems in other colors too. It's nice. All right, I'm going to remove the spotlight and put it on me. Not that you want to see me. And I'm going to move my camera. And she is over there. I don't know if you can see. She's over there sleeping away in her bed. So that's good because when I finish here, I can then stay up here and work on some other things that I would like to get done. I have a card I need to make for our bundle tutorial. And I know what I want to do, but I got to get it done. Okay. So thanks for visiting with me today. I appreciate it. I hope I've given you some ideas. Check out this sketch. Let me see if I can find it and I can tell you where it came from. Oh, you know what it is? It's from a sketch challenge. It's from Tuesday Morning Sketches. And they have it in there. I did modify it a little bit. Their piece here was smaller. And I just pulled out stamp sets that I had and used what I had so that I could make it work for me. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let you go because I know we've all got things to get done. It's going to get hot again here, so it's probably getting hot where you are too. Please be very careful in this heat. It's rough. I've seen people out, older people out that shouldn't be out walking in it. So just be careful, take plenty of breaks, drink lots of water, keep yourself hydrated. And if you need a break, just sit down and read a book. Oh, thanks, Betty Ann. I will. Like I said, I'm not getting a whole lot done, but that's okay because I planned all my cards out. So all I have to do now is I've got a few I have to take pictures of, but I have my, oh, thanks, Carol. I have my plan out for the week so I can sit and write blog posts and have them done. And when she cooperates and I can do it, fine. If not, we'll play. All right, guys, have a great weekend. I will be live Monday in my customer group, so check me out there and have a great day. Bye.